Welcome back to the broadcast. Well, when it comes to learning what might be ailing your pet, it's not as easy as figuring out what's wrong with a child. A child can tell you what hurts or what's wrong, but your pets can't. So there are some ways, though, that you can know what's going on just by recognizing the signs. And Dr. Jan Paul, author of the new book, Never Turn Your Back on an Angus Cow, might be the best title of a book ever. He's here to tell us more. Hello.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. Okay, first, tell us the title. How did you come up with the title?
Oh, I never turn your back on an Angus cow, meaning that you have to watch the animals. If you turn your back on an animal, you have no idea what it's going to do, if it's going to go away or whether it's going to attack you from the back. So yes, that's how it got started.
Okay, so are we talking then about body language with our pets and figuring out what their body language is trying to tell us?
That's exactly right. When you are working with animals that are not always the tame, that you cannot go up and scratch their head and see how pretty they are, you watch their body language and they will tell you whether they're going to like you or dislike you.
Okay, so even with, say, our family dog, are there things that we should look for to make sure that she's healthy? I mean, because like we said, they can't speak up for themselves. So what sort of signs should we look for with our house pets?
Well, if the dog is always healthy and happy, he looks at you. He looks at you and says, hey, what can I do for you today? But if the dog is listless, if he doesn't eat, or if he has something going on that just make him wants to sleep most of the day, yeah, old dogs are like this. But if it's a young dog and he doesn't feel good, he'll just laze around. And yes, they can't tell you, but in a case like this, you can always see that something is wrong. And yes, it may be just temporarily, but if it is lasting a little longer and he doesn't eat for the day, definitely I would say take him to the vet and see why he's not eating.
Do you think that because we don't understand their little language, sometimes we don't get on it as quickly, meaning we don't take them in for their checkups as quickly as we should?
See, that's the thing. Many of these internal problems with the dogs, and it can be tumors, and it can be anything else inside that definitely doesn't give much pain. You see that the dogs are far advanced by the time they come to the vet. And then many times it's only so much you can do.
Okay, and you also talk about the way an animal smells, especially their breath, which sometimes with dogs, I can tell you, is a little crazy.
Everybody thinks that. Yes. See, when I was in college, they taught us what a healthy animal looks like, feels like, and smells like. And from there, you can know what is wrong with the animal. So yes, if the normal smell isn't there, and you can sometimes smell diabetes, you can smell kidney problems. In cows, you can smell ketosis. So that is something that comes out in their breath that'll tell you something is wrong. So then you try to make the diagnosis, presumptive diagnosis, and then you start running tests to make sure that's the problem.
Well, it's very interesting, Doctor. Thank you for joining us. I feel like this is sort of like that manual that we all need if we own a pet to figure out what they're trying to tell us.
It's not only, right, it's not only a manual, it tells a lot of funny stories too, but it tells you how actually everything got going this way.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being with us this morning. By the way, you can get a copy of Dr. Paul's book, which is on bookshelves right now or wherever you buy your books. When the broadcast returns, it's another amazing song from Canada's own The Wicks. Actually, Fort Worth's own now.